So we still need quest points, and we still need thieving experience to actually complete Recipe for Disaster. I'm getting kind of nervous because we're getting down to the wire, but I went and finished Olaf's quest for 1 quest point and some defense experience, so catch you for the next one. Alright, I just did a monk's friend. We were at the party scene. The quest completion thing should pop up here, hopefully. I was gonna do rat catcher, but there's just a lot more to it than I thought there was gonna be. And I've caught the whole first 8 rats, and I thought that would be cool, but it was... Yeah, we're done. Alright, cool. That's one more quest point. I might go do rat catcher, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, catch you for the next one. Alright, so I just did scorpion catcher. That's one more down, about, 15 more to go. Alright, off to the next one. So I just did the Holy Grail quest. As soon as I find King Arthur. It's a pretty decent amount of prayer experience, some defense experience, and 2 quest points. Yeah, that's right, 2. That's one more than 1. And it brings us up to 147, so we're going to need 28 more. So, off to the next one. So just did a Soul's Bane. That's 5 quests in the last, 2 hours. Maybe I'll try to rip off 1 or 2 more. Alright. Well, catch you guys for the... Where's the reward at? Come on. For the next one. Oh, by the way, this is probably one of my favorite shorter quests. So, you should get on it if you haven't done it yet. Just did the Lost Tribe. I think I'm going to do Death to the Dorgishan next. And I just completed Death to the Dorgishan. So, yeah, one more. Alright, guys. So we're going to start Recipe for Disaster. There's still a couple hurdles I have to complete. I have to get 53 thieving and do Desert Treasure and start the Legends quest. Other than that, it's just the actual Recipe for Disasters quest. So I figured I want to get some of the stuff done that I can get done, and then tonight I'll grind 53 thieving. I'm at 50 right now, so it shouldn't take more than 2 hours. I'll probably try to do Pyramid Plunder for a while. Maybe I'll get lucky and get the Golden Scepter. So in theory, I should be able to start the quest. No, not Rat Catcher. There's going to be a lot of long-winded conversations in this quest, I'd imagine. I don't really, like I said, I don't really remember. Like, last time I did this quest was 10 years ago, maybe longer. So, it's little fuzzy. Little fuzzy. I use the adjective fuzzy a lot lately. So, he needs the ingredients, which is an Eye of Newt, a freshly made Dirty Blast, a rotten tomato, and a glass of Greenman's Ale. I just so happen to have all these things. He's like, I'll give you 100 coins. You know how much it cost me to get all that stuff? 25, 2,500 GP on the Grand Exchange. I already had the eye and I already had the thing. The drink, the Fruit Blast, was 1,200, and the Greenman's Ale was 300. So use that with that. And we'll talk to dude. And that is the first quest complete. So now we'll go through and he'll invite us to the dinner. And we'll go and we'll start each individual quest. So, receive an invitation to the feast. Enter the doors to the dining room. Don't mind my gear. I just got done doing Death to the Dorgeshin. So I decided instead of changing gear, I just rock the ham robes. I actually kind of like them. I just think they're a little bit girly. And the fact that it has a logo for the amulet spot is kind of weird, I think. But it's kind of unique, so I like it. I figured I'd get the cutscene out of the way, and then I'll skip the next part off camera. I am not excited for the Monkey Madness part. He lost his amulet of man speak. Hey, look, it's me. Oh no, the evil columnancer. And she freezes the whole room. And thus begins the quest of all quests. So I guess we'll go through and ask all the questions. Like, that would be a good start. So she's basically going to tell me that I gotta make each individual their, favorite dish to unfreeze them. Kind of weird, yes, but, it's a quest. What do you expect? So each one is going to have their own signature dish that they like the most. Like, Ogre Dude's going to want some form of a chompy bird. Evil Dave's probably going to want something, well, evil. I can't remember what the dwarf wants, but I can imagine it being some sort of beer. I mean, that's what I would want if I was a dwarf. I know, I'm stereotyping again. then each one of these sub-quests are going to give me 1 quest point towards the goal of 175, because I cannot complete the quest until I have 175 quest points. And right now I think we're at 150 or 151. So I'm pretty far off. I think there's a total of 10 that I can obtain from this by completing it, but I think there's only 9 accessible. Okay, so now we gotta save the entire universe. And that's where I'm gonna leave you guys off, I think. So I'll catch you guys when we come back for the first one. Okay, so we're here in Valador to do the dwarf section of this. I didn't really read too far ahead because, well, I'm lazy, but, you know. So we want to talk about dwarves, and she's going to tell you, oh, I got a little secret recipe, but it'll cost you 200 gold. So you want to pay for the recipe because, you know, that's just, I guess, how barmaids work. To give her the 200 gold, she tells you the secret, and then should have a quest update, I would imagine. Oh yeah, there it is. So to actually start this, each one of these, you have to talk to the frozen body and then the cook, I think. So I skipped that part because I was testing the waters. But yeah, so I must speak to the dwarf's dad in the tunnel under the mountain. The gypsy said that he likes rock cakes. So we have to go to here, I would assume. We could teleport to Camelot and go across, but I think it's going to be relatively close to the same amount of time. This way I'm just going to save a law rune. Note, there's a personal note that if you look one at Asgardian Elves, on the GE they're like 300 and some coins, but if you need them, you can buy them right from the Valador place for 200 coins. I bought them from the GE because, once again, I didn't read ahead, and probably would have saved a couple hundred GP if I did, but it's fine, not a big deal. I'm currently flipping all kinds of stuff, so I should make the money back pretty easily. Currently, we are at about maybe 3.5 million, so we're getting pretty close. There's only 3 days left of the bond, so I just want to, well, yeah, I kind of just want to say now that can you do Recipe for Disaster off a free-to-play account straight to members, like going straight for it? Absolutely. It depends a lot on how much work you put into it on your free-to-play account before you transfer it over. And it depends on how much time you put into it to get there, but I messed around with Slayer a good bit. I messed around with flipping a good bit. I had a bunch of doctor's appointments and I got sick. So, I mean, even if I failed this challenge, without a doubt in my mind, it is very possible. So, let's just wanted to get that out of the way. So now we want to talk to, I think, the old dwarf. Alright. She'll offer to tell you the secret. Forest Guardian Elves. Go to the White Wolf Tunnel. Talk to an old dwarf for the bar area. Talk to him. He will refuse to bake but he mentioned something about Rising Sun Inn. Use the Asgoldian That's got to be a misspelling, right? I don't need something called an Asgardian L. Use the Asgardian L on Rohawk. Quickly give them to him to get him drunk. Who is Rodok? Korvac. What was the guy's name again? Rohawk. Oh, alright. What am I missing here? He mentions the Rising Sun Inn. Then add a coin to each one as per the secret recipe. Oh, look at that. Alright. Alright, so I think we did it right. So you gotta be real nice and quick about it, because if he gets undrunk, then I think you need to buy more. So you gotta be kind of quick about it. So I'm not sure how fast you gotta be here, but I want to try to be like, I'm gonna try to keep moving because I don't want to mess up. Now, is he making it? He's making it. Cool. Alright. So he will say yada yada yada. Dwarf cake. Put on your ice gloves before taking the rock cake. Wearing normal gloves, you can avoid taking damage. The rock cake still needs to cool. You will drop it on the ground and disappear. You can bank and return. If this happens, you need to talk to Rohawk again. You will need to cool it off before you give it to the dwarf and Lumbridge. If you have ice gloves, picking up the cake immediately without cools it immediately. Without ice gloves, you have to kill an ice fiend with the rock cake. Should have not wore ice gloves. It's not gonna beat ice fiend to death with a cake. But alright, so then you go back to Lumbridge and give the dwarf his cake. And we get 1,000 Slayer experience, 1,000 cooking experience, and we will be off to the next one. You can get most of your ingredients from here. The pot, the bowl, and I think there's a bucket in the basement. But you'll have to get the flour and stuff. Make sure guzzle. How do you guzzle the cake? I don't know. But ta-da! Alright, off to the next one. Alright, so we are back, and we have to do the Goblin one. In order to activate these quests, you can observe or interact or inspect all of the people at the table at the same time. Or not the same time, but before you leave. And it will start all the quests that you're able to start. I can't do Sir Amiken Vars until I do the Legends quest. So I can do all these, and then come back for him later. So let's start with the Goblin Cook here. Then he's like, yo, human, go away. I'm cooking stuff. I'm going to ask him for some help. We need to save his generals, so that should be enough incentive. So burnt trees, they good to smash them with axes, and not afraid to go and see what I can do. And I should already have everything on me. The thing he was talking about was charcoal. And then an orange, a loaf of bread, some blue dye. Absolutely, best idea. So if you didn't already know, charcoal, sulfur, and potassium nitrate, saltpeter makes gunpowder, which is the reason why why it exploded. Because charcoal's basically carbon, and then sulfur is what he was talking about. So I'm just assuming that he blew himself up. He's like, it worked. So do I ask for help again? Is that what I'm supposed to do here? Okay, in order for him to make the food, he has a problem because both the generals constantly fight about like a minute detail of the food. So you gotta find a happy medium that's gonna make them both happy, I think. Okay, so orange slices, so I gotta use a knife with the orange, and I want some orange slices. And it says use the dye on it. That's kind of strange. Maggots use the spice on fishing bait. So we got the spice here and the fishing bait here. Spicy maggots. And use the bread on a bucket of water. None of this sounds good. But then again, they're goblins, so what do I know? Give all three to Mud Knuckle. And that should be the next part done. Back to Lumbridge. Back to Lumbridge. And we will complete the goblin part. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and post this now, and then maybe go work on some thieving for a little bit. 1,000 cooking, 1,000 crafting, 1,000 farming. Alright, catch you guys for the next one.